Hello everyone, Simon here from the Wells of Wall Street. Hope you're doing well today, wherever you are in the world. Guys, Zilliqa is on our radar, ZIL on the exchange. Before we go into the charts, let's have a quick top update here on this phenomenal project. One of the big project topics at the moment, very much around Metapolis. We'll go into that in a second. But also I wanted to pick out TRAXX. I don't think this has been covered too much at the moment. But way back in November, there was a campaign, I believe, around TRAXX and built on Zilliqa's blockchain, by the way. I think it was about $1 million odd worth in terms of a partnership done. But a couple of days ago, unfortunately, we're trying to catch up with all our videos. But yeah, Zilliqa, the last video we did, I think this happened just after it. So yeah, very much around the NFT aspect of music. I think it's going to be a phenomenal opportunity. More and more musicians, artists are getting heavily involved with NFTs right now. But not just from collectibles and things. This is about actually defining authentication, verification of music, where it's been purchased, who's been purchasing it, all of this, that, and the other, that is integrated with blockchain and the likes of smart contracts and indeed NFT capabilities for sure. So really interested to see the development of this, but there is a little kind of campaign going on at the moment if anyone's interested. For TRAXX, there's a bounty campaign. You have to do a few activities here. There's a link on this website as well, how you get involved. I think you need hypersign or something, extension perhaps. But yeah, go check that out. I think it's really cool. But I thought I'd bring that to your attention just to show you a bit more diversification of Zilliqa's ecosystem. We talk about the likes of XCAD quite often as well, but this one I think is going to be a really good one as well moving forward. And this I think this is just back to the creation of the incentivization of music creation, and I think this is as well, like, I think this is going to bring a new generation of musicians and stuff and artists as well, and that's DJs, whatever. Because I think more and more people now working from home now have more time to delve into their hobbies and their interests. I, for one, have always wanted to start some DJ practicing, which I have been doing the last couple of months, and other things. Some people are taking up music lessons and this, that, and the other. And I thought this is actually really cool because I think more and more people aren't going to need studios. We can build them in our houses. We convert spare rooms, this, that, and the other, get them padded or whatever. And I think this is a great opportunity. I think this is an opportunity where you think you used to have like record labels and stuff like that, where NFTs and this ability of an ecosystem and the ability of things like XCAD, for example, with a humongous roster now of arguably influencers that back those kind of projects. And it's similar for TRAXX as well. I think it's going to be a really big few years for the music industry for sure when it comes to crypto interlacing. But another thing, before we generate off into the conversation around the charts, I just wanted to bring this update. Look at these incredible visuals. Now, I believe these are indeed visuals built already that are ready for people to move into. And there is a topic quite recently I've been picking up on, which we'll go into a bit more detail in a video separately in a few days' time. There are indeed mortgages becoming available for virtual land. Never thought I would be saying that this year. Absolutely incredible. But I'm just going to mute myself. Let's have a listen from Zilliqa on the Metapolis up.
What I want to show here is that you do have the ability to, if you actually pause initially when you kick off, you can see the ripples in the water. So this is very realistic what you're looking at. This is just an environment, a city that we're putting together, and we just wanted to show that, So what you're seeing here, there's a lot of greenery, there's a lot of buildings. There are some empty domes ready for people to come in and call home and build that,
Right.
galleries, museums, events. But just a walkthrough here, you could see a potential, NFT gallery that you can walk through. Again, I do want to make note is that this is not a cinematic put together simply for, edited. This is an actual walkthrough that we do through an already built environment. So this already exists.
Well, guys, I think that's incredible. I used to, or still do, I guess, when I get time, play a game called Skylines. If you haven't played it before, it's basically SimCity on steroids. Absolutely incredible. I love playing it. I love building things, and building like in minutest detail in the land, which can make so much difference to everything around it. Even like traffic light systems that, you know, if they aren't correct, it creates traffic further down the road and all this cool stuff. And that's kind of like a representation really of one of my cities that I built, but it looks like it's not actually that good. But it's that principle of being able to generate a walkthrough. This thing actually exists in not even in our world, it's somewhere else. And we're going to be in a position very soon across a multitude of games, a multitude of worlds, a multitude. And I think one of the really exciting things for me is actually the interlacing of different blockchains or protocols, different views of metaverse, and how they're going to conclude them together. Because the only way, in my opinion, this whole system is going to work is if everyone works together. And that means opening up various consensus models, metadata and things like this to allow this to work. I work heavily integrating with like smart contracts, metadata for a few other projects at the moment, and I can assure you there's big things on the horizon for sure in this space. But her words exactly about these crazy things available for almost very soon, people to be able to move into owning your digital property. I'd be very interested to see if ZIL has any aspect of this, because I have accumulated ZIL a while back when the staking opportunity occurred for rewards of holding Zilliqa and staking it. I wonder if there's going to be some governance aspect to that, more so in the metaverse, or indeed something being able to use that. But of course, Zilliqa does have various other programs like ZSwap or ZIL Swap for many other platforms. The possibilities are endless, guys. And like I said, Zilliqa's ecosystem is humongous. We talk about XCAD quite a bit. I don't think TRAXX is on here yet. You've got blocks, of course, quite popular. ZIL Swap, which you mentioned. There's loads of cool stuff. Maybe we'll do like a full dedicated Zilliqa video, perhaps very soon. But this one for me, guys, I've been holding it for a couple of years now. I've been staking it for quite some time on Zillit. I've been certainly adding in the recent positions. And on that note, let's jump into the chart actually on that topic. Smash that like button if you like what you hear and see, and do make sure you subscribe as well, so we can bombard you with other videos moving forward. Guys, we've managed to smash through the 5 cent mark. Hopefully you've been following the videos recently. We were talking about these lower regions. We have been buying them at under 4 cents. I think it's an absolute steal. I think anything, in my opinion, under 10 cents for Zilliqa is absolutely phenomenal. So don't sit there and go, oh, I've missed the boat. I do generally believe it's not financial advice, obviously, but my general opinion is that this thing could absolutely fly. Not just this year, but for the future, in my opinion. I do still anticipate when the bull run finally kicks in that we could easily try and push towards well over that 50 cent mark. We had a nice 25 cent high back here in April, May last year. I was really merely scratching the surface of what the capabilities are of Zilliqa. And I do recommend staking as well. And if you want a video on how to stake Zilliqa in a safe, secure way, do let us know, and we will indeed do a video on that. Very heavily experienced in that area for sure. But yes, taking up some nice positive attributes here. The last couple of days have been very positive for Zilliqa in the price points. Let's just check the price range update here. So 2 days ago, a nice, good, generous 15-16% up. Okay, I'm not getting massively excited right now because we have had about 70-80% drop, and we're all getting excited about, you know, a good 10% increase. It's not really much to think about, but I've got to look at short-term opportunities. You know, it's nearly double position where I was getting them only a few days ago, which is a great achievement in itself. I could certainly take a very small amount of profit out of there for sure, with the amount that I've been putting in. We're a bit of a while off for the long-term fib retracement up here, near enough 6 cents or just under 6 cents. That really touches on some really interesting resistance levels that we had previously on the way down, both here in July and also some areas in December and early January, and also way back here even last year. So we're really testing the area now of confirming a new price for Zilliqa as a real price, in my opinion, and that's very defined around where we are right now. Does that mean we're not coming back down? No, absolutely. I still have an anticipation potentially that with this uptake, we're going to have some profit taking for sure. That's where I think we'll definitely probably see some resistance, where we saw a big drop down here. If you remember the big Bitcoin leverage failure day on the 4th of December, this is going to be a good testing ground, and especially back here as well, where we are right now. We are literally testing ground, as we are on many charts, this previous July or September area. It's either one or the other in most cases, and in this instance for Zilliqa, it's July. Look at that, pretty much bang on. So you see this like faint line that's going across here. This isn't part of the fib retracement. This is exactly the price that it's at now. So if you follow it across, we're literally bang on line with this area. And also look at that. Look at that. I love looking at stuff like this. Let's just go into detail here. This is last year, guys. Look at that. Look at all that crazy volatility around this bit here and this drop down here. We're right there, guys. So this is a real testing ground for Zilliqa right now. Can we push this barrier? If we can push this barrier, guys, over the next couple of days, or even indeed the next 24 hours, it could be really interesting. It could really be interesting because if we can gain support there, we're in a great momentum to push ourselves back up to this previous testing ground. Like I said, just under that 6 cent mark. So we're not far off it. It looks like a far away in the chart, but actually we're not. We're just under 1 cent away from that, which I think is really interesting. But the volume has tailed down a bit today. After the madness of the last 24 hours, the market's gone a bit mental and people FOMOing in on this, that and the other. But I'm keeping my feet on the ground to suggest that is absolutely brilliant to see. But we may come back. We may come back and test these like lower 5, just under the 5 cent region again, just to confirm, to really confirm this area. But let's take it as it is right now. Like I said, I'm really pleased to see it going into a green momentum. The weekly is showing positivity, but we're still down on the month and the 3 months. That's going to take a while to come back around anyway, certainly in the next couple of months. But if the marketing team of Zilliqa keep going with this whole... these visuals are brilliant. Like you said, these aren't like nonsense cinematics. These are actually like building mechanisms. The amount of work that must be going in the background must be phenomenal. And I think if they can keep these narratives going, Zilliqa could be one of those projects that doesn't majorly reflect on things that happen across the rest of the markets. It's really down to their announcements and their marketing for that. But generally, this kind of sideways trading has been very apparent in majority of charts right now. I want to see Zilliqa pull itself out as one of the key altcoins that will probably pump shortly after Bitcoin and Ethereum reduce themselves slightly, I'm sure. And then we see the usual trickle down into the alts, and I'm sure Zilliqa is going to be one of them. And I would absolutely be buzzing to see us testing this 6 cent mark again, because I was really disappointed, obviously, to see the massive drop down here on the 20th of January, because that just indicated that we're just not strong enough to beat these previous pull downs in the past. So we're in an interesting stage for Zilliqa. If we can hold ourselves above this 5 cents, it puts us in a great position to gain some bull momentum to try and push for 6 cents. What other indicators do we have here to suggest this as well? Well, we have indeed got some positivity that on the 1st of February, the MACD switched over. Like I said, there's a bit of a FOMO going on yesterday with some crazy intake of investments across the board with many people. I think people were just looking at sideways trading and thinking, do you know what, I had enough of this, I'm just going to put some money in. And that's probably what's taking it up. So we're seeing that. It's a bit of a steep climb, so I'm just expecting maybe a bit of a tail off over the next few days, potentially, after maybe one more burst, perhaps. But the RSIs for me are looking strong. They're looking strong. Obviously, the last few days have been really great to accumulate more Zilliqa at these crazy, stupid low prices. Look at that, 14. This is a few days ago, so like 1st of Feb, let's have a look at that. 14-day 34, 28-day 37, 90 is 44. That's still very, very respectable. But we're moving forward to today, as of recording, a very nice middle ground on that RSI 14, which, like I said, probably will indicate now a stabilization period of what we're going to do. Are we going to go further up? Are we going to drop it down a bit to correct back down, as I said, to maybe 4.7, 4.8 cents? 28 days looking still very strong as well, and that 90 days pulling up some confidence. So I think February is looking like it's going to be quite an interesting month for Zilliqa for sure, and hopefully other assets as well. But I love to see this nice purchasing pattern coming in, this nice wave. This is what I think that could pull us over that 6 cent mark. So I'm going to keep an eye on Zilliqa. We'll probably do an update on this maybe Monday, Tuesday next week, see how it's played out over the weekend. But I'm really regardless of the price, guys, I'm holding this for long term. I think this is going to have the next few years are going to be massive for Zilliqa. The ecosystem as well, anything involved with Zilliqa has been absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to keep bagging more of this under 10 cents as much as I can. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We will indeed catch up with Zilliqa very soon, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.